Hi guys, my name is Arthur. I am CEO and founder of B2Broker group of companies. The next topic will be about different approaches how to create liquidity on exchanges. Of course, first of all, it's organic approach when you launch your exchange and you can invite users there, and these users, for example, you will promote maker orders. You will give them, I don't know, 0%, 0 fees on the maker, on the limit orders, and takers who will be placing, I don't know, market orders, they will pay some commissions, and even you can share the takers' commission with your market makers. So, but this is a pretty complicated model. That's why let's skip this approach and talk about the second way how to do so. The second way is to invite market makers. That's the original way how to create liquidity on your exchange, and of course this is the most popular way, and many exchanges they do so. This way is also good because even you list any new token, any new coin on your exchange, what you potentially can do, you can agree with your market maker to create liquidity for your token, because in this case your market makers can potentially ask you about certain requirements, what spread should be, what kind of volume they have to maintain during the pricing in your coin token, and what kind of risk you are willing to take on your side. In other words, how much you are ready to put from your pocket to the table in order to be able to compensate risk which you may arise during the trading sessions. This is why market makers, it's original way how to generate liquidity on your exchange. But of course there are also two sides as usual, you know. First of all, the good market makers, they're gonna charge you per each pair, and they're gonna ask you to generate for them some kind of minimum monthly revenue in order to run their market making system on your exchange. Of course, like in advance, they will agree with you about certain requirements, how to do so, but like idea behind this, that they will guarantee to you that if their system will not work or something happen on the market, and users, for example, they made money, this market maker, according to their balance sheet, according to their, I don't know, licenses and so on, they can guarantee to you that they will compensate this loss to you as a business, to you as an exchange. So, and here you have to be ready to pay a lot, but you're gonna work with reliable market makers. At the same time, these market makers perhaps will not be willing to work with a new exchange, because in reality you don't have database, you don't have users on your exchange, and these exchanges sometimes they also wanna take, let's say, 50% or up to 50% of the commissions that you are charging your clients as a takers. For example, you charge your takers on your exchange 0.1%, and these market makers may ask you to share with them 50%. So 0.05% you should give to them, and this 0.05% should reach this minimal criteria. So this is why it's pretty hard, to be honest, to establish a good relationship with big market makers. So this is why on the market there are so many, let's say, newcomers or small market makers, and they don't have such sophisticated market maker systems. They cannot guarantee you anything. Of course, they can also use the same approach as their big brothers, but their systems are not so sophisticated. Of course, the logic more or less the same, but the reaction, the technology, the performance, it's different, and all these criteria, of course, make impact on the efficiency of the system itself, how they're gonna run their market making system on your exchange. But they are willing to work with newcomers, which means like with new exchanges, and they are willing to take maybe more risk. But here you have to be very careful, because when their system will work through, and after trading session, or I don't know, maybe in 3 days, how you're gonna agree with these market makers to make a settlement. Let's say you agree to do that every single day. So, and after this trading session, you have to do settlement. And if clients, like let's say the market makers, they made money, so they will ask you to settle part of this money with them. But what is going to happen in case market makers lost money? So you gave them collateral $1 million. So for example, you have a client base. These clients, they have, I don't know, let's say $1.5 million all the assets. Let's say it's the equity of all clients on your exchange. So potentially more or less you have to maintain 50% of your client's equity on the market maker account. Let's say even a bit more, in order, if the market moves up or down very fast, and all the clients may enter to the same direction, to the same coin, to the same trading pair position. And that's why sometimes you need up to 100% to be on the market maker account in order to cover this huge movement of all clients. This is very important point, because then more clients you have on your exchange, then less risk you have, then more efficient your matching engine will work, and then less possibilities to end up with such situation when all clients are going to buy one trading pair and stay in one direction, for example, buy Bitcoin or, because then more client base you have, it's a very high possibility that one client will be selling, another client will be buying, and that's what you need. Of course, high volatility, it's the risk, but at the same time it's volatility, and what all exchanges is always waiting for this volatility, because exchanges they don't generate their revenue based on keeping just balances for you as traders. They are making money on the transactions. Then more volatility on the market, then potentially more transactions are happening on this particular exchange, then more commissions exchange just generate. So this is the second way, it's market making, and here you have like advantage and disadvantage. So another case, it's for example, we have our technology, it's called Marksman Hub, and Marksman Hub, it's some kind of liquidity hub for the crypto spot market and for the crypto perpetual futures. So idea of this Marksman Hub is to be integrated with all major exchanges. By the way, we are already integrated with, I guess, 8 exchanges. So it's all of them, they are top exchanges. You hear about them every single day. And if you run your exchange, and if you just launched your new exchange, let's say, and you don't understand where to find market makers, or you don't have enough budget or enough balance sheet or enough that user database, or you just don't want to pay a lot of money, or you just don't want to take unnecessary risk on your side by working with the small market makers, you can use our Marksman technology in order to be integrated with other, let's say, external liquidity providers, which will be these exchanges, and they will become your market makers on your exchange through this Marksman Hub. So basically what you do here, you like create a list of trading pairs on your exchange, and then you say, okay, this pair should be connected here, this pair should be connected on this exchange, this pair should be connected on Coinbase, this pair should be connected on Binance, and that's how you absorb liquidity from external sources and fill your own order book on your exchange. Here's only one disadvantage, as I said already earlier, that you still will have some kind of risk, because don't forget that you're gonna run your exchange based on matching engine, which means you have to do immediate execution. That's the purpose, that's the whole idea behind this exchange. So you have to confirm orders according to your order book, which means almost immediate execution if you have enough liquidity. If you don't have enough liquidity, it's very high possibility that many users will not be willing to work on your exchange, because if you don't have enough liquidity, it doesn't make sense for them to keep Bitcoin, let's say, with you, because if they are not able to sell this Bitcoin at any time when they need it, then it doesn't make sense to keep this crypto with you. This is why it's some kind of competition between exchanges in terms of spread, in terms of trading interface, in terms of trading capabilities, trading features, and of course in terms of liquidity, which means then greater order book you have, then deeper this order book, then better your exchange. So through Marksman Hub, you can absorb liquidity from external providers and create your own order book. So on the second stage, which is coming maybe Q4 or next year Q1, it's gonna be aggregated system where through Marksman you will be able to aggregate liquidity from several exchanges for one pair. For example, you take Bitcoin dollar, and for this Bitcoin dollar you can connect several sources and aggregate 3 order books and create one very deep order book on your exchange. So this is the 3 ways how to generate liquidity on your exchange.